Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the crypto market update. Whew. Just got to catch my breath sometimes. Today is January 7th, 2025, foul year of our Lord. In the first couple of weeks of January, it is an exciting day in the markets. We're having a big down day in the markets today. A lot of gnashing of teeth, a lot of whimpering, a lot of screaming, but I'm not too overly concerned, and we're going to explain why thoroughly throughout that video. On a personal note, before we get started today is Trading Strategy Tuesday. So in today's Alpha Report, I talked a lot about the necessity of having a trading strategy. Otherwise, you are just going to be bounced around by the turbulent waves of your emotions when it comes to your investment and trading decisions. And let me tell you, that is no way to live. I have been through hype cycles. I have been through market cycles with that. And it's always a part of some of what I do. You're always going to kind of want to have some discretionary funds on the side that you're just like, you know what, that coin looks out, let's buy it, right? Okay, that's gone up a little bit, or that's gone down too far, let's get rid of that. But the problem is the majority of novices, that is their entire strategy. That is 100% of their trading activities with almost no strategy whatsoever. And that is a very dangerous place to be. I cannot tell you how many people have come into the group, have come into our Discord, that I've conversated with, that I basically had to talk them through this exact same problem. And it's not an overnight fix, okay? It takes time, it takes patience, it takes work. And a lot of people don't want to accept that. A lot of people want to believe what they see on crypto Twitter. That they can just randomly buy this coin, not do any work, and then retire a millionaire, okay? And I'll tell you, that's happened to like 5 people I know, okay? Like, it doesn't take a genius to do well in a bull market, okay? However, that same mentality of just buy and hold, okay, does tend to get you into a lot of trouble. When you realize that altcoin cycles are seasonal, that even Bitcoin cycles are seasonal. And you generally, if you're watching the show, you don't, unless shout outs to my like top holders out there. You don't have the necessary capital or time frame, low time frame preference generally when you're trading, to convert a trade, something that was supposed to be a quick flip that you were going to hold for a couple days, weeks, or months, into, oh, well, you know what, I'm just going to round trip this baby. That's one thing if you go into it prepared to do that. It is an entirely different thing when it happens against your will. And unfortunately, that happens to too many people. And every time you round trip something, you have capital loss, you have opportunity cost, and it creates and engenders habits that are going to carry forward with you in your continued trading. So the market does not reward lazy people. You are out here fighting against some of the smartest, sharpest people in the world. Okay? This dude went from absolute nobody to to having the most looked at GitHub repo, the creator of A16Z. All right, went from $100,000 in debt a few months ago to now A16Z has about $2 billion under management. It's absolutely insane. The market does not reward lazy. Hold on a second, who's calling? Bad time. The market does not reward lazy. The market rewards hard work. Okay. So I've been able to do this consistently day in, day out. So I challenge you, if you are buying completely at the whims of whatever your favorite influencer tells you to buy, if you are buying completely based on the alpha you see on crypto Twitter, which by the way is not alpha, by the time it gets to Twitter, the alpha's already gone. There might be some juice left in the run, but you're definitely not in early. If you want to find early projects, you got to scan the blockchain. You got to follow profitable wallets. And that's even tricky. You can't just set it and forget it with those things, because there's a couple top Solana wallets that I follow that I copy trade, but 80% of their trades that they buy are just random junk to throw people off. You know what I mean? Hoping that they will essentially bankrupt those who copy trade them. You really got, you got to read the white papers. You got to look at the devs. You got to check out the communities if that's the strategy you want to go to. If you want to just make money purely off the technicals, then you have to establish a list of tokens that you want to trade. You have to establish clear buying and selling parameters. You have to establish clear risk limits so that you can play the statistics game over a long period of time. You're not going to get there by doing nothing. So I challenge you. If you think you're going to get there by doing nothing, I challenge you this week. If you are being pulled back and forth between the different emotions of absolute joy when number goes up to absolute fear, panic, and terror when number goes down, I challenge you to, for 1 week, sit down and trade a simple trading strategy. I published an example trading strategy that you can follow to the letter in this morning's Alpha Report. You can go find that over on academy.crackingcryptocurrency.com. First link down in the description to get that newsletter in your inbox. So just follow that strategy. Try it for a week. I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to make a lot of money, but you are going to notice such a difference in your psychological and mental, and your psychological and emotional state. You're not just going to be, oh my God, oh my God. You're going to be in, be out, clear risk limits, understanding what you're making, understanding what you're losing. And you're not just going to be sitting there anxious all the time. You have an idea. You know exactly what you're looking for, and you're just waiting for your opportunity to go. And that's the peace that a trading strategy brings you. That's the calm that a trading strategy brings you. It is the profit that over a long enough period of time, a good trading strategy will bring you consistent results. But it's not going to happen by accident. It's only going to happen through hard work. So put in the hard work today. Your future self will thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today is January 7th, 2025. This is your daily source for everything cryptocurrency, markets, trading, and news. And occasionally, people coming in here and really just holding it in my face when they tell me to buy something that's really, really good, and then I don't buy it. B-Flow, I'm looking at you. Oh my God. Oh, guys, before we begin, what is happening here? This is, you know what? Today is just one of those days, guys. Listen. Jeez. Today's just one of those days when not a whole lot of things are going well for me. Like, not badly, it's okay. But my daughter is home sick. She has a fever. She's resting on the couch. So bear with me, right? I have to do daddy duty if obviously she needs some help. You know, I'm kind of running behind on everything. I wanted to start the show today at noon. Okay. The dog next door that I let out to play with my dog, you know, pooped on the living room floor. Had to clean that up. You know what I mean? I sit down to finally start my stream, and for some reason my monitor's not working. Little things like, it's okay. You know, these days are happening. You know what I mean? We strive through adversity. We strive through adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to strive through adversity with me, head on over to that first link in the description. Subscribe to the Crypto Alpha Report. Data-driven research to keep you armed and dangerous, delivered to your inbox every single day. You can also obviously follow us where we syndicate it on TradingView, X, Discord, and of course via email. I digress. And there's a text message right now from somebody who needs help selling crypto. I don't have the time at the moment, unfortunately, sir. I will get to you in a minute. That's about it. If you find value in this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Of course, shout outs to the early chatters. I see M3TZ number 1 today. Timmy Quessy, Eth1, Alex81SG, Profit Bear, Peckham, B-Flow, the man, and Mr. Unicorn. I see you. Yeah, not only did the market dump on me, but so did the dog. Indeed. Profit Bear bought the dip on Ethereum. Peckham asks, what was the reason for today random fallback? We'll get to that. I mean, obviously profit taking. Bull trap, like I kind of talked about. Just doing my part to step in front of the knife. Profit Bear says, currently round tripping with Ape. You know what I mean? There's worse things to round trip with, but I probably roll that into Pengu. Did I get into Redacted? I did not. I did not buy a single thing of Redacted. I applied for VIP, you know, put in all the data. I want to use their system, their terminal, because that's what I'm really into right now. But I did not actually buy any Redacted, unfortunately. Food pyramid. If every day goes like this, how do we survive? We just keep on striving. Starting with the macro, of course, guys, and we're gonna have to speed run through this because I don't cut. My dear Lord, I need to get back into the flow. I need to get back into everything right here. But again, today's just one of those days. I got a vet appointment at 2:30. That's coming up very, very soon. So we have less than an hour to do the stream. I'm missing a firefighter meeting today. The kid I mentor, he's got a wrestling meet tonight, so I'm gonna have to drive an hour to go see that. My daughter's got a fever. I've got to find somebody to watch. It's one of those days. All right, but we're out here trying to make money. All right, where is Bitcoin in its cycle? At the 50 percentile mark, and just really consolidating here, as we overall have basically been doing since the beginning or middle of November, excuse me. Nice pump up to these levels, and as you can see, when you really zoom out, we're really just consolidating and establishing ideally a higher base for continued price appreciation. Of course, we basically have two scenarios right now. Scenario one is that the Fed pivot is going to, that the hawkish print, basically the hawkish rate cut that we got, and the Fed's lack of clear guidance on future rate cuts is going to put us into something like we saw here, the winter doldrums, aka now, or excuse me, the summer doldrums, now the winter doldrums, in which we would likely see price range with lower lows and lower highs. Again, we've talked about it's like the head and shoulders meme target down to like 73,000, 80,000. Again, that's completely possible. If that does happen, okay, if that does happen, then we are almost certainly going to be having a right-handed cycle where we actually travel very, very close to the top of the market cycle. All right. As you'll notice, we had right-handed cycles in 2013, we had right-handed cycles in 2017, and we had a left-handed cycle in 2021. And a left-handed cycle was, of course, the massive narrative for most of Bitcoin content creators throughout 2023, 2024. Which I strenuously argued against. I think we're gonna have a right-handed cycle. And if we do enter into a second long consolidation period, potentially lasting until approximately March or May, when the Fed has a chance to more dovishly pivot on their rate cuts, probably because they're gonna get bullied by Donald Trump, looking forward to it, then we're definitely going to have a right-handed cycle. The danger of continuing on right now very fast, and of course, I don't want to get over my skis about this because there are a lot of things that could happen, right? We don't want to underestimate what a strategic Bitcoin reserve will do, but here's the thing, guys. I'm a trader, and so I have a habit of not falling into all this bullish narrative BS that everybody else sells you. There are so many, there's so much, it's just kind of ignorance, you know what I mean? People who aren't very intelligent, sometimes, right, who just want to latch on to these strong narratives, to these ideas, and not understanding that behind the scenes, you know, the whales are dumping on you, people are looking for opportunities, capital rotates, opportunities move on, and it's just how the world works, you know what I mean? And I'm a long-term Bitcoin believer. All right. I think you should hodl your Bitcoin for 5, 10 years. You probably won't even have to sell it. You can just use it. You can borrow against it. All of these kind of things. Been stacking sats since 2016. Amen. But still, all right. I'm not, God, this always happens, all right? We always come in, we always have these bullish market cycles, and then all these reasons that people come up with, like, why the cycle will never end, the super cycle, oh my God, and then they lose money, all right? Super cycle's bullshit, it doesn't exist, things are gonna go up, things are gonna come down, it doesn't matter what Trump does too much in the long run, it can't stop a bearish trend. It's not gonna stop this, all right? Look at this, this is upward, 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 this is good, all right? Not too much that can stop that because Bitcoin's hard money and the world needs hard money. But just this idea that price is just going to go up infinitely in the short term, it's just not real. It's not real. And so, you know, obviously, you know, I'm a little cynical. I'm a trader. I'm always looking for a profit angle. And that does, I'll be honest, that does preclude me from a lot of things, right? It means that I can't just dive into something with nothing but faith and belief and just be 100%, right? I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so I miss out on opportunities. Sometimes I sell too early, things like that. But I always end up protecting my bottom line, providing for my family, which is my job. I put my faith in God, not anything else. All right. As far as market cycle, MVRV ratio, again, nowhere near our take profit peak, nowhere near previous peaks that we've seen in previous market cycles. And this is accounting for the law of diminishing returns, MVRV to, or excuse me, market value to realized value ratio. So we're nowhere near that, just kind of pulling back from the same area that we pulled back in March. Again, similarly, we also got a more hawkish pivot from the Fed and lack of clarity. Bitcoin volatility is getting close to maxing out. All right, Bitcoin volatility has been on the rise. So Bitcoin volatility is up relative short-term volatility relative to medium-term volatility, the 24-hour to the 7-day. But nowhere near in a clear danger zone or decision zone. If volatility was very low, we'd be looking for very profitable positions and movements like that. But overall, we're just getting very heightened volatility around a significant area of interest. Stablecoin dominance is taking a big spike today, as we can see a big glut of profit taking, up 6.11%, so up even another percent from when I published the alpha report earlier today. We can see the daily momentum is turned up to the upside. This momentum oscillator metric almost got oversold, right? Almost got to an extreme. So overall, we still are in a bearish trend below the major moving average here of the 50 and obviously below the 200 SMA. So in a bearish trend, I do have to point out that we are in that reversal zone, exactly where we reversed earlier in March. Okay, so definitely something to keep our eyes on. Although in that experience, we had 2 higher lows, which kind of confirmed that we were going to get a much more significant movement. So overall, we've had 1 higher low and now a lower low. So not really sticking to the trend that we saw previously. So not really too concerned about this. Big glut of profit taking. We've still got resistance to get over here, and we are still in a downtrend. Stablecoin and Bitcoin dominance, however, is also making a big move up. We can see that this is largely dominated by that movement from stablecoin dominance. Again, this metric also getting very close to being oversold, actually getting oversold and rebounding. Again, in a bearish trend below all major moving averages, although unfortunately here we have made 2 higher lows. So real confirmation, if we're going to have kind of the winter doldrums as I laid out, is going to be if we can get back above the 200 period moving average here, above 64.2%. 0% for stablecoin plus Bitcoin dominance, and that is not going to be good for altcoins, unfortunately. Probably the end of that cycle, but again, still too early to tell. Likely we just see a lot of resistance and consolidation here for a while. Altcoins are of course taking a hit. Altcoin performance relative to Bitcoin is down 1.97% today. Nice thing is we are still in a bullish trend here. We can still make a higher low. We do have support here, and of course our momentum oscillator is making higher highs and higher lows as well. So nothing overall to be too concerned about today, in my humble opinion. Getting to Bitcoin, the Mac Daddy itself, we have that bearish 5-minute trend and 30-minute trend. We have a neutral 1-hour trend. We have a bullish 4-hour trend, a bullish daily trend, and a bullish weekly trend. Starting on the weekly time frame, we are of course putting in a bit of a concerning print so far on the weekly time frame. I was and still am estimating that the first several weeks of January are bullish. We do have a lot of good catalysts. So for example, the game plan that I've basically laid out is that Bitcoin would pump up until about early next week, begin de-risking next week in anticipation of the interest rate decision on the 15th. I expect that the interest rate decision is going to be a positive print. Bitcoin will then likely rally into Trump's inauguration, where we will then de-risk in anticipation of the FOMC decision coming out on the 29th. Unfortunately, this is not looking very good. All right, still a lot of time left in the week. It's only Tuesday. Maybe just a pullback. But again, when we are in a strong bullish trend, we will close the candle very close to the high of the week. And when we start seeing big wicks to the upside, usually that means, as I've laid out, the typical pattern is that we pump throughout the first couple of weeks of the month and then sell off into the final couple of weeks of the month. So a little bit concerning initially, again, especially when we counter that with something that we pointed out on the monthly time frame. And this is going to be a potential shooting star pattern on the monthly time frame. If January's month closes lower than December's close, so December's close was 93,371. So if January closes lower than 93,371, this will be a very classic reversal pattern, and I will be kind of scared indeed, probably pooping my pants and cashing up probably pretty significantly on Bitcoin, and expecting for sure that movement down to like $70, $75, $80,000. But for now, daily time frame. The daily time frame bleached, popped, pooped, blopped its head above $100,000 a little bit and coming down pretty significantly. Let's get the music going. Sorry guys, let me know if it's too loud, if it's too soft. As always, the area that I currently have marked off as resistance. All right, so a little bit of a bull trap area. We were talking about the bull trap area at 95 above. All right, so again, not too bad, although this is a pretty scary sell candle. The last time we got something like this did lead to some pretty significant drawdown. So again, a little too early to tell. I'm not going to be mad at anybody who's throwing on head shorts right now. I'm not. But, you know, I like the catalyst we have coming up in January. Now, I would love to say that this just immediately V recovers. And I would actually say that unless that does happen, this does start to get a little bit more bearish. But anyways, we basically are trading at the bottom shelf of this high volume node on the daily time frame. That high volume node shelf drops off at about 95,876. I had a limit order fill at 97,000. What is current price? I'll have to double check if it filled at 96,000. No, it has not filled at 96,000 yet. So again, I am obviously betting to the upside. My projection is still that we can hit $105,000 to $108,000 before the end of January, leading into Trump's inauguration. So overall, I'm pretty much of the buy the dip variety. We still have a bullish daily trend. Overall, life is pretty good. 4-hour time frame. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4-hour candles. This 4-hour candle closes in about 10 minutes. So we've got about 3 4-hour candles of sell-off. Again, if Bitcoin is going to continue on up, this is essentially the buy zone. Going back to our previous bullish trends, anytime we deviated below the 4-hour guppy bands, that was a screaming buy. All right, yeah, and once we regained momentum, again, this is just a very nice classic breakout. This is above 95,000 that I told everybody about. This is exactly when I started getting bullish on Bitcoin, when we drove above, and then we even back tested, right? So break, pull back, retest. So in at 95,000. I did say, however, if you guys read yesterday's alpha report, I hope you guys read the alpha report, because yesterday when we were at 100,000, what did I say? I said, well, you know what, guys, I think we can hit 105, 108,000, but I wouldn't enter now. Go ahead and take 50% profits, move your stop losses to 95,000, and let's go. And so overall, I feel that was a pretty sage decision. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully, I'm making you guys some money and saving you guys from entering at bad situations. Just as I said, the 4-hour time frame was getting overbought right there. We were overbought on the 4-hour time frame, and just it's never a good idea to enter when the 4-hour RSI is overbought. It's just never. It's never good. It's never good. Alex got a great point. It's around this mid-January timeframe that we had seen max BTC accumulation in 2024. So likely a lot of people were just waiting to cross the long-term capital gains threshold to sell. Exactly. So what we need to see right now is if the buying interest, okay, which if the ETF inflows are any kind of indication, ETF inflows really ramped up yesterday with like $900 million in inflows. We need to see that this is selling is fine. Price moving down is okay. But what we need to see is we need to see the buying interest subsume, overwhelm the selling pressure. That's how price goes up. People are always selling. For every buy, there's a sell. For every sell, there's a buy, period. But what we need to see is we need to see renewed buying interest come in and absorb this liquidity. All right, we need to absorb this liquidity because it's fine. Bitcoin over time transfers hands from those who are going to use it least, who are the most speculative about it, to those who are the least speculative about it. And that's a good thing. So again, if something's got legs, you see a big sell-off, it's always a good opportunity to buy because it's just transferring hands from one wave to the next. If something's good. Now, again, we do have nice, strong support between 92 and 94,000. I want to see a higher low above 94,000. Again, I start to get really concerned. I told you guys down here, right? Once we started pumping, I was like, if price gets back down below 93,000, I'm probably going to puke. All right, I'm probably going to puke. And then, you know, price is going to have to rally all the way back up for me to get bullish again, period. All right, I just got to be protected. Volatility is rising on the 4-hour time frame. We're at about 82.14%, not peaked out around 99%. The 4-hour RSI is in kind of the dip buy zone right here at 37.92. And again, we're deviating below the 4-hour guppy band. So overall, I do like this area for entries. Of course, it's always dangerous catching a falling knife. So again, if you guys want to wait for price to actually bottom, start moving up again, that's absolutely fine. I'd like to say we V-bottom out of this, but unfortunately, that's probably unlikely at this point in time. Hourly time frame. All right. Hourly time frame, we have the point of control coming in at 93,637. We are at the bottom of this high volume node shelf right here, the biggest high volume node shelf for recent trading activity. I do see a liquidity void right where I have that red mark right there at 95,859. You can see that price is slowing down significantly now following this great big sell-off. That's because there's of course a lot of resting limit orders that are absorbing sell side liquidity here. There's also going to be a whole lot of limit orders that will be absorbing sell side liquidity underneath 96,000 as well. So again, I have that limit order set for 96,000. It's going to fill. I had the limit order set for 97,000. Probably buy again at 95,000 because that's overall where my average entry is right now on BTC. Not in the trading account. I think I'm actually flat in the trading account. Yeah, I'm still flat in the trading account. So again, we started off. We went from 1,500 to 1,800 last week in the trading account here on ByDFi. Not yet. I probably should start buying here though. But we'll see in a bit. Let's see. Hourly volatility is peaked out. Hourly RSI is oversold as well. Usually a good buy sign. And again, you can see price slowing down as we approach. So I would say main area of interest for me, where we probably see the beginning of at least a recovery bounce, probably to 97, 98, is around 96,000 to 95,800. Because below that, like, the thing is, guys, the way that I kind of think about liquidity and the volume profile is price flows through low volume nodes, but then it slows down once it hits high volume nodes because there's a lot of liquidity there. There's a lot of historical liquidity there, and when there's historical liquidity, there will usually be current liquidity. But price likes to find and snab these voids. 95,859 is approximately where that void is at. But to go below that is going to mean acceptance into a new low volume node territory, or excuse me, a new high volume node territory. There is another void, I guess, at 95,230. All right, even though there is quite a bit of resting liquidity at 95,600. So I would expect probably a stab, unless we turn around now, because it could do a front ram. But I would expect a stab down to about 95,800, and then probably at that point, the beginning of a recovery bounce. Let's do a little bit of Fibonacci. So let's just go to my level there. We could probably see a bounce again to 98,501, or maybe all the way up to 100,134. But up to 100,134 is starting to look pretty darn bullish. So most likely 98,501, and then either again movement back down into this area where we get accepted. I would prefer the quick bounce, though. I'm not gonna lie. I would prefer the quick bounce. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for the streaming trade account. I'm gonna set that limit bid. This is AIXBT. What am I doing? On BTC, I'm gonna set that limit bid at 95,900. I think, to be safe. 95,900. And then we'll go in with $841. Seems pretty good. And we won't set a stop loss yet, nor are we going to set a take profit yet. So we're just going to establish that limit order right there. And then that gives us a larger chunk of our capital to play with. Later on. All right, other than that, let's just double check the 30-minute time frame, see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, so here we can see that high volume node shelf a little bit clearer, and we can see that it really terminates at 96,231. We see voids and liquidity at 95,937 and 95,281, as I said. But again, there's a high volume node bump there in between. So probably a stab down into the first one, a return to the point of control around 98,000. And then we'll see if we either reject from there and continue a second leg down, or if we're actually able to reclaim the high volume node levels of 98,000. Other than that, that's pretty good. 5-minute time frame is showing bull divergence, grinding along the oversold area. Probably wait for that break of at least the short-term guppies on the 5-minute time frame. Even though this does look pretty bottomy, we've got some nice wicks. We can see the buyers coming in. Let's check the order flow chart. Yeah, we got the 15-minute on here. That's pretty good. Let's actually go to the 30-minute time frame, I think. All right, let's see here. Yeah, people are really trying to short the bottom of this local movement. We can see volume is dropping too as well. Selling on spot has slowed down. Selling on perps is they're trying to ramp up, but it's slowing down as well. Open interest is starting to pick up here, so positions are getting filled. Overall, pretty good. But I'm hesitant to say this is like the bottom of the movement. It's just the short-term selling does seem to be slowing down. but this might be the trade that we run right now. We might front run. Excuse me. We might front run our $95,900 position. But I pretty much like that. I think that's good. We should probably just let that get filled. All right. That's where we set it, right? 95.9. Yeah. So that's what I would do. Otherwise, if we do see this 5-minute trend turn around, take a stab at it. Okay. More to go over, but let's just check the chat real quick. Crypto Caveman says that was a nasty fake out. Where did that come from? That was big volume. Fueler asks, can I speak on the dude that had the 500x Dogecoin long with $156? I have no idea what you're talking about. Daniel, shout outs to you, my friend Jordan Stotts. Alex asks, apart from all the crypto Twitter bullishness around how Trump is magically going to pump our bags, I really don't see where the liquidity is going to possibly come from to continue this bull market. Thoughts? Well, I mean, just ask yourself, where's the liquidity coming from that moved like the AI sector from, you know, a $2 billion market cap like a month ago to now $18 billion. Liquidity is all over the place, man. Most people don't own crypto. And so again, just the idea is that having a pro crypto president out in front, if he promotes crypto, he's going to want to pump his bags because now he holds crypto. The idea is that it's going to onboard normies, right? It's the same thing. Retail is going to come in, and it's our job to dump on retail. And then there's the other thing too, right? Let's go look at. So there, listen, all this going on, right? There are some really positive on-chain things happening. Let me log into Glassnode and we can look at this. Oh, great. My man, Bob the Builder. Follow the system will return. Let's see here. Exchange balance. Balance on exchanges total for Bitcoin. So I just want to point out, all right, so this chart that we're looking at right now, the orange line is the percent, or is the total amount of Bitcoin balances held by centralized exchanges. The black line is obviously the price of Bitcoin. I want you to pay attention to what happens historically to Bitcoin's price when the balance on exchanges gets this low. All right, so here we are at the very beginning of 2021. Balances on exchanges got to about below 3 million Bitcoin. And what happened to price? Price absolutely exploded from approximately, I don't know, what are we there, like 13,000, and we went up to 55,000. Here again, balance on exchanges was at its low following the collapse of FTX, and then we spiked. And now Bitcoin balance on exchanges is actually the lowest that it has been since basically the bottom of the market in the beginning of 2019. And again, what happened when balances got this low? We rose up. So there is a real risk that there's literally just not enough Bitcoin out there in liquidity to prevent wild price swings to the upside if significant buying interest comes in. So the fact that Bitcoin is flying off exchanges is really good, because it's usually as Bitcoin is increasing, beginning to move onto exchanges, that we are nearing the end of the market cycle. All right, happened here. Exchange balances began creeping up. We consolidated. Balances went down. We started pumping. Balances started going up. Right. And I don't think we can like obviously go back a little bit earlier, but yeah. So this is very, very enlightening. Over-the-counter trading desks are still at a 3-year, like a 3-year low for how much liquidity they have as well. So the fact that Bitcoin is, while all this is happening, the fact that Bitcoin is flying off of exchanges is good. It means people are hodling it. You don't take your Bitcoin off the exchange if you intend to sell it. Good to see you, Dr. Mystery. Good to see you, Dex. Dougie, got out of my short way too early. It's all right, man. There's always another trade. Let's see what we got here. Got a nice double bottom there. I do like the bull div. I do like the second bull div. 1, 2, 3, 4 drives. I think I might actually just go in on Bitcoin right now. Wow. That's crazy. B-Flow, I'm not trying to hear all that, man. Nobody uses wrap Bitcoin. All right. Yeah, we'll try. Listen, we'll just try a small trade here. By small trade, I mean all in. There we go. Let's do. I mean, that's lofty. So probably let's just target 98,315. Seems good. Uh, 50%. Yeah, I'm good with that. And then let's think probably just a return to VWAP 99. We'll just front run it at 99. Close. Actually, it should just work if I do it like this. If I do partial position, 99,000, 100%. There we go. Boom. And worst case is that the order fails. 5 minutes, not going to be super helpful. I kind of want the hourly. There we go. Okay, so we're here. I'm going to set my stop loss. 95,114. Okay. All right. Where do I see an Ethereum low from this dump? 0? 0 sound like a good number? Justin, quit fudding. Guys, I gotta leave in like 5 minutes. My God. We didn't have time to go over anything, man. We didn't have time to go over Sonic. All right. We didn't have time to go over Olas. Oy vey. Didn't have time to look at Department of Government Efficiency. Oy vey. Let me ask you a question. Let's see here. Ethereum on the weekly, again, concerning weekly candle. Still bullish trend. Daily, pretty concerning. Ethereum's my largest altcoin position right now, so I'm kind of down bigly. But whatever. It's still a higher low. But I mean, that's concerning, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, the size of this candle is pretty scary. Like the amount of selling pressure that we saw today is pretty scary. All right. I'm not exactly sure with regards to that. Daily time frame. Where's our point of control at? Point of control is all the way down at 2,640. I would say support is at 3,325. So I'd like that to hold. If Ethereum runs down and tags 3,225, that's pretty scary. I don't really like that at all. I would really like to say Ethereum stops at 3,325, 3,310. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think that it does or that it will. That's a lot. I mean, we're gonna get a recovery bounce, right? Probably nowish. Seems about right. We are at the 4-hour point of control. All right, so buyers are going to defend their positions here right now. 4-hour RSI is oversold. Okay, so that's pretty good. Liquidity is trapped again below 3,300. So I'd like to see price stay above 3,300. I'd like to see this higher low go and go. But listen, I'm just being realistic, guys. Like, that's a lot. That's pretty scary. And I think that we probably have a little bit more left in the tank, even though I am overall bullish. This is kind of putting a little bit of a screw in the game plan. I'm not gonna lie, but these things happen. Hourly time frame volatility is maxed out and RSI is deeply oversold. So we probably see a recovery bounce starting about now. Within the next hour to 4 hours, I would expect. We see buyer step in. We can see the volatility kind of slow down here as well. Where do we likely bounce to? Probably 3,500. 3,441 and 3,500, I would say. There's going to be stops at 3,500. Maybe even 3,552. But if we get up to 3,552, then it's really looking like a V-bottom recovery. I just don't want to bank on that too hard. 30-minute time frame, maxed out volatility, RSI is deeply oversold. Areas of interest on the 30-minute time frame, 3,500, like I said, 3,552. So I would look for a recovery bounce like 3,500 again, probably nowish. Ooh, what's happening? Just look at it. You know which one? Okay, I'll look at it. Solana. Redacted. I know it's disgusting. It's just been flying, man. Like, this was just like a few days ago. It was like 20 million. You know what I mean? It's only 2x, you know? It's at 42 million. I should probably just get on this now, huh? Oh, come on, man. Always with the passwords. All right. Bam. Look at that. Now I'm in. All right, I missed the 2x. Let's catch the run to 100 million. All right. I'm in. Let's go. Straight down, right? Straight down as soon as I buy. Nah, this one's good, man. It's got 5,000 holders. The top 10 control less than 13%. The last 24 hours shows a net buy of 261,000. Market cap of 42.6 million. That is a small amount of holders for such a large market cap, though, I will say. Because I typically like to see let's see, how are the holders consolidated? Contract. It's not bad, you know. It's really not bad. Relatively fair distribution. Yep, and they're dumping on me. It's all over. Other things I am looking at today. Well, I mean, I shared this all in my alpha report. I think the members are going to get mad at me if I talk about all that. If you guys want that, you guys got to join the group. But yeah, redacted terminal. Here is the newer. This is the newer artificial intelligence. It's pretty cool. I was playing around with this today. It can do a lot of things. A lot of things don't yet work yet. Of course, we are still in beta. This is only one soul to get this access, but you can see it will do a lot of cool stuff. Like, all right, so I'll ask it, like, what are the top trending tokens right now? It'll use this tool to pull up the top trending tokens. And let's say we want to take a look at this Sonic. It'll pull up the deck screener right away. I think that's the Sonic VM. And then, like, are the top 3 holders of Sonic VM distributing. You give the contract address as well. So to give you the holder information, 2,373 holders of Sonic VM. All right. We can see that 25, almost 26% is held by an unrecognized program in Radium. So then these are all wallets. All right. Let's see here. The third largest holder is a wallet. Okay, so overall pretty good. I've used a lot of these different AI agents over the last week or so. The only thing that it doesn't, it says that it does, right? So I put $20 in here because it gives you like this separate wallet you can fund. And so far I've asked it to, like, all right, create this automatic strategy for me. And it's like, yeah, we create the automatic strategy. It looked really, really cool, right? It's like right here. Or finding high value crypto wallet, right? Look, and it's very natural language, right? It's like, hey, just want you to set this up for me. And it confirms, very natural language, right? All very easy to use, very, very cool. So I like this. And obviously the price of the token is doing pretty good. Full disclosure, I hold this token. So yeah, that's Newer, N-E-U-R. NEUR.sh is good. But guys, honestly, my favorite AI agent right now is agency. Okay. Price is probably going to come down a little bit, but this agency, LARP Detective, Agent Scarlet, is giving me the best information when I query it. The best information. You got to do it in Telegram, in their Telegram. I did just ask them if we could get added into our Discord though. So I'll let you guys know if that materializes. Dr. Mystery asks, if I may ask a question, is it beneficial to monitor the USDT dominance chart for trading? Yeah, I mean, it can really help you for short-term time frame trading. I mean, that's why I start off with all of this, right? Like, that's one of the first things I look at in the morning is stablecoin dominance, stablecoin and Bitcoin dominance, and then price performance of altcoins relative to Bitcoin, which is others divided by BTC USD. So those tend to inform my macro plays right here. Yes, I'll do Doge, and then I literally have to run. DeBird, good to see you. DeBird, listen, hey, dude, I'm so sorry. I forgot to message you. Replay a little bit, dude. I'm sorry I didn't message you this morning. My daughter's homesick with a fever. Today is just one of those days where nothing is kind of going right, except for the trading, making money today. We hope. Probably not. I mean, I'm all in on altcoins, so and they're all kind of like pulling back, except for like my low cap Solana AI meme coins. Dogecoin hit the target and is pulling back. All right, here on the daily time frame. This is exactly what I talked about. The point of control. I said we're gonna hit the point of control. We pull back again. Kind of concerning on the weekly time frame. Looks like a lower high. Still, I mean, still early. Still all out there. All right, we should still have. I mean, the cycle is not over. All right, but this is concerning for like the short term, for the next like couple of weeks. I was really anticipating that January would be quite bullish, which it started off being quite bullish, and we've got a lot of great catalysts coming up. But overall, this is not a fantastic start to the week, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, Doge, bullish daily trend, strong consolidation and support that we have around 31 to 34 cents. So I'd like this to be a lower high. The bottom of the guppy shelf band is at like 33 cents. So I'd like for that to hold. Daily momentum has turned to the downside. 4-hour time frame, we are coming up on the 2-hour 200 SMA support, and the 4-hour RSI is oversold, and 4-hour volatility is maxed out. So we should be getting a little bit of a recovery bounce here soonish. Price might want to dip down to 34 cents, 34.7 cents. But on the recovery bounce, it should return to this liquidity zone above. If not, tag 37 cents. So that'll be good to see. Same thing on hourly volatility, RSI. Hourly RSI is very oversold. Hourly volatility is maxed out. Looking here with a little bit more granularity, again, I see a void in liquidity again at about 34.7 cents. Bounce back should see price hitting 35.6 cents. And like I said, 37 cents is where we could probably see price bounce back to. And then if we put in a lower high, it's like, whoa, get out. So pretty scary. 30-minute oversold as well, maxed out volatility. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, obviously buyers have begun to step in. Buyers stepped in here, buyers are stepping in here. Probably one more little bitty baby leg down to like that 34.70 like I talked about, and a little bit more consolidation there. Just watch the 5-minute chart to see for this 5-minute trend to flip. Trend will flip at about 36 cents if price can get back up there. Overall, again, you can take high risk knife catching trade like I laid out. Entry about 34.7, targets of about 35.6, targets of about 37. Big picture, still a little bit too early to tell. Again, we did put in a nice strong level of support here around 33 cents, and I am bullish on altcoins. But technically, this is a little bit concerning because it looks like a bull trap. It really looks like a bull trap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry. I have to run. I have to get my animal to the vet. I'm so sorry for the late stream today. And again, I'm also in general just kind of sorry about the lack of stream yesterday and everything that's going on. But I have a life. I am a dad, just one guy, doing my best. Make sure you guys go subscribe to that Alpha Report, data-driven research delivered to your inbox every single day. If you found value in today's stream, we do this show every weekday from noon to 2 generally, not 1 to 2:30. But we appreciate all your support. You guys are an amazing audience. Thank you guys so much for everything. We will be back tomorrow at our regularly scheduled time. And I will share a lot more insights on altcoins tomorrow. But otherwise, be safe, trade safely, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.